So how does the chief exec of the Manchester United Supporters Trust get involved in business? What's your involvement in business now? Because you're involved in a new company. Is it Reds in Business it's called?
Reds in Business is a new idea, and really it came about partly because I wanted to bring local businesses, obviously people who are United supporters in business, into a relationship with the Supporters Trust. So I was thinking about what would be the best way to do that, and it just seemed a natural opportunity. Lots of businesses are into networking, and so there was a natural opportunity to do that around United. Obviously, having networking events pre-match seemed a great way. There's a chemistry there between United supporters already that means there'd be an opportunity to make it easier for them to do business. And
if you need to do networking, you need to know how to network, and this is where Will comes in, because you teach us how to network, I understand.
I do, Andy. That's all I do for a living. I show people how to walk into a room full of strangers and start talking to people. Because most people are scared stiff. I presented to 50,000 people, and you ask everybody, how do you feel? And they say, scared, don't know what to do, don't know how to break the ice. And when I met Duncan, it makes a lot of sense, because when we get all these people together, what have they got in common?
They like football.
Manchester, exactly. So an icebreaker is, so how long have you been supporting United? Or, who's your favourite player? Or, why do you think Alex picked so-and-so this week? It's dead easy.
It seems simple when you say it, but actually, until you're told it, perhaps many people don't realise it, do they?
I give people a formula. I say, just before you walk into a room full of strangers, think, what have you got in common with everybody else in this room? And the one thing we've always got in common, leaving the United thing aside, is, so where have you come from today? So it's either a geographical, where have you come from, or I've come from London, I've come from Scotland, or a geographical, well, actually, I work for such a bank, or something like that.
So what you're telling me, essentially, is that, success in business is just the same as success socially, or success with members of the opposite or same sex, depending on your preference, or members of the same team. If you can get on with people, you can do business.
People buy people. Horrible cliché, but it's absolutely true. People buy people first, and then they buy the service second. And networking's become a dirty word. But we've all been networking since we were 2 years old. Networking is simply building relationships. Knowing, liking and trusting. Simple as that. And what we're doing at the Reds in Business is getting more people to know each other. And because they've got this liking of Manchester United, it's going to be a heck of a lot easier to build relationships.
Is the middle of a recession the right time to set up an event like this, do you think?
I think it's the perfect time, actually, because if you look at other forms of, if you like, marketing your business, this is one of the most cost-effective, probably the most cost-effective way to market your business, creating new relationships and creating business. I think it's, probably better than any form of advertising, really, because you're directly talking to other people you're going to do business with.
And if you're going to criticise big football clubs or anything these days, it's for the corporate mentality. I mean, is this available to small businesses in Greater Manchester? The self-employed guy, or the guy who employs 2 or 3 people, can he come along as well?
Oh, totally. I mean, I think that's the beauty of it, actually, that the football brings everyone together from all walks of life. I mean, I've been contacted by investment bankers and people who are self-employed plumbers, and it does spread right across that range. And I think it's because you're there and you can talk about football, there's an opportunity to just create a relationship where, that couldn't have happened otherwise.
And have you presumably had to get the support of the club for this, have you? Or is this stand alone?
It's a completely independent initiative. It's fans doing it for themselves kind of thing. I mean, the club obviously have their corporate facilities, and I think that serves a purpose. But
so where do your events take place, then?
Well, we're actually at the Premier Inn, which is formerly the Golden Tulip, right next to Old Trafford. So, it's right on site there. But I think the corporate hospitality is a different thing. That's more about entertaining clients that you already have. This is about creating new relationships and new business.
Absolutely. I was just making sure that, we can include everybody therein, and it's not just the people who've got pockets of bucket loads of cash. Gentlemen, I could chat at length to you about it, but I'm afraid the clock has beaten us, so thank you very much indeed for coming in.